Hello students, welcome to 15th video lecture of electrostats. This lecture will start with the very important topic, that is Gauss theorem. So let's see the statement. Gauss theorem states that the surface integral of electric field intensity over any closed hypothetical surface. A closed hypothetical surface is called as Gaussian surface. Either the surface is considered over a charge distribution or over a charge. So that hypothetical surface which is considered is called as Gaussian surface. So surface integral of electric field intensity over any closed hypothetical surface or Gaussian surface in free space is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times the net charge enclosed within the surface. Okay, so let's see. This particular term is called as surface integral of the electric field intensity over a closed surface. The sign of the sign is the sign of the closed surface. So surface integral over a surface area. Okay. So vector E dot ds integration vector E dot ds and integration over a closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught. The net charge, suppose there is a charge distribution, so net charge will be what? Sigma qi, where I goes from 1 to n. Okay, and this particular term is also stored in phi e, that is electric flux, and we have already discussed the electric flux in last video lectures, right? So let's prove the Gauss theorem. How can we obtain the Gauss theorem for spherically symmetric surfaces? Suppose a spherically symmetric surface is there. Center of the sphere is O. Positive charge is there at its center. So for this positive charge, we have considered a Gaussian surface as a closed sphere, right? Let us consider a small area on this sphere, the surface of the sphere. This is the radius of the sphere r. This is the area vector for this small area ds. The area vector ds will be acting in this direction, normally outward. Okay, this is the electric field intensity due to this positive charge, outward direction. So how can we express d phi? D phi would be equal to vector E dot ds, which we have already studied in the last video lecture, and then equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square unit vector r. Okay, this is for electric field intensity, and dot for vector ds we can write ds n cap. This n cap shows the direction of ds, area vector. Okay, so d phi would be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q ds upon r square vector r dot vector n cap. We will take the dot product of these two vectors, and magnitude we have written here. So now we can write since though these two vectors are unit vectors, therefore vector r unit vector r dot unit vector n cap is equal to 1. Okay, because both are acting in the same direction, we can see. Okay, for vector ds and electric field intensity, both are acting in the same direction, therefore the angle between them is 0. So 1 into 1 cos 0, that is equal to 1. Therefore d phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q ds by r square, because r dot n cap is equal to 1. Now net electric flux y is equal to integration of d phi over a closed surface 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square integration of ds over a closed surface, right? Integration of ds has come from this particular ds. Okay, since we have integrated both the sides, so here d phi will be integrated and here ds will be integrated. And integration of ds, what would be the integration of this whole area? The total surface area of the sphere is 4 pi r square, so that's why it is written as 4 pi r square, right? And this you can see 4 pi r square will be cancelled. Will get q upon epsilon naught, that is equal to phi. And same thing we have stated in the Gauss theorem, phi is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught into net charge enclosed. Here net charge enclosed is Q only, so that's why Q upon epsilon naught. Suppose there is a charge distribution Q1, Q2, Q3 and so on till the n charges. So therefore we have written sigma Qi, that where I goes from 1 to n, right? So here we have proved the Gauss theorem. Now we are going to prove the Gauss theorem for a closed surface of any shape. Before this slide we had a spherically symmetric surface. Now we are going to take any shape, any random shape like this. You can see this is a random shape. Okay. Now suppose positive charge is situated over here at this point, and we have taken a small area over here. Now again the electric field intensity in outward direction because of this positive charge, and vector r cap is here this position vector of this particular surface is taken in this direction, the same direction of electric field intensity, outward direction. Next, the distance from of this particular surface from the charge is r. This solid angle subtended is d omega because of this small surface area ds. The small solid angle will be subtended, that is d omega. And here this is the vector ds is the area vector of this small surface. Since very small surface we have considered, that's why we have represented the area as ds, and vector ds is representing the direction of this area vector, and n cap is in the same direction as that of the area vector, right? This is the theta angle between the electric field intensity and area vector. Now d phi is equal to vector E dot ds, as we know, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square vector r unit vector r dot ds unit vector n, okay, or n cap. Next, now d phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q ds by r square, magnitude we have taken on this together, and vector r cap dot n cap, both of these vectors are unit vectors, so that's why again the value will become 1 like this, okay. And now value of the dot product of r cap and n cap will become 1 when both are acting in the same direction, but here we can see both are not acting in the same direction, they are acting at an angle theta, so that's why cos theta is written over here. But magnitude of these unit vectors is 1 only, so that's why 1 into 1 cos theta. So therefore what can we write? D phi is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught we have taken together, ds cos theta by r square, right? So therefore net electric flux integration, okay, over a closed surface d phi is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught integration of d omega. So the integration of the solid angle at this particular point, okay, so at point how much angle is subtended? 360 degree, we know, so therefore we can write q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into 4 pi will become cancelled. Now we will get q upon epsilon naught, that is equal to phi. Again we have obtained the Gauss theorem for surface of any shape. This is a random shape, and we have got the same expression as we have stated in the last slide. Next, deduction of Coulomb's law from Gauss theorem. Now how can we obtain the Coulomb's law, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught electrostatic force of interaction is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by q1 q2 by r square. How can we obtain that expression from Gauss theorem? We are going to understand. Let us have a spherically symmetric charge distribution again. At this point O, a positive charge q is placed. Electric field intensity in outward direction because of this positive charge. Again, same type of consideration. as we considered in spherically symmetric charge distribution, small surface area ds. Okay, radius of the sphere is r. This is vector ds. So from Gauss law we can write phi e is equal to integration of e dot vector ds q upon epsilon naught. Now we can see E and ds both are acting in the same direction. So therefore the value of theta will become 0. So E ds cos theta cos 0 1. So simply we can write integration E ds over a closed surface. Okay. Now that is equal to q upon epsilon naught phi. Okay. Next, or phi is equal to E outside. Now integration of ds is equal to q upon epsilon naught, and integration of ds of this particular area, the surface integral for the whole area of this sphere surface will be equal to 4 pi r square, because total surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. So E into integration of ds is 4 pi r square. So E into 4 pi r square is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Or we can write E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. Okay, or 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. That is the expression for electric field intensity due to a point charge. Now, if a q naught charge is placed at a point where E is calculated, then what can we write? Suppose we have to calculate the electric field intensity at this point and q naught charge is placed. So E is equal to F is equal to EQ naught, because electric field intensity is equal to force per unit test charge. So from that formula, F is equal to EQ naught, and E value is this much, and into Q naught. When Q naught will be multiplied in this expression, we will obtain F is equal to QQ naught upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square, or this expression more precisely can be written as F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught QQ naught by r square. That is the expression for what? Coulomb's law. So here we have obtained the Coulomb's law from Gauss law. We have obtained the Gauss law for spherically symmetric charge distribution. Also we have obtained the Gauss law or Gauss theorem for any shape, for the surface of any shape. Now in the next video lecture we'll proceed with the applications of the Gauss theorem. Till that time, keep on studying, keep on working hard. Thank you so much for paying attention in this video.